Titsmintsalad and I saw District 9. It is directed by Neil Blomkamp. First movie I've ever watched of his. This was requested by Patreon. If you'd like to fast track a movie review request, you can do that at patreon.com/ASCpresents. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts in a found footage documentary style. It kind of reminds me of Blair Witch. I haven't seen Blair Witch, but I've seen stuff about Blair Witch. Kind of reminded me of that a little bit. That's just kind of my only frame of reference, but I do like the aliens that come. There's aliens over Johannesburg. In South Africa, I didn't know this was a place until this movie. I'm no geography. There is a ship that has just kind of hovered above the city, and so there's a bunch of aliens on this. They look like shrimp. They're called prawns by some people, by a lot of people actually. What's interesting, 1 million people in the ship, no food, and it's like, oh, well, I guess they're not people, aliens. 1 million aliens on this ship. That's so many. Like, that ship that big, I guess it could hold 1 million of them boys, because they're kind of like really vertical. There's no like obese boys over here, prawn boys over here. No way. Obesity does not exist in their culture. They're actually very starving. But of course we have the humans are like, oh, we want to help. Yeah, let's help them out, okay? Let's build a temporary facility. And I'm like, okay, kind of humans to do this, but then it turns into more of like a place to live. Then it's called District 9. I was like, that's where the movie title comes from. Oh wow, okay, I'm excited for this. But this place is looking kind of gross. There's a bunch of shacks, and now there's 1.8 million of them. What are these, like rabbits? They're breeding, well, I guess it's over the course of 20 years. I don't know math. What's the percentile of that? What is it? It's interesting that we have these little alien dudes. They have their own civilization, but then we have these humans, and humans are constantly complaining, and I like how we first see the perspective from the human side. Like, we're following this caseworker, the government's like, hey, we gotta relocate these alien dudes. We gotta relocate them, make sure that they are in these FEMA-looking tents. It reminded me of that. I was like, oh boy. They've already made their homes here though, man. Like, come on. How could you do this to them? But you know, 24 hours to eviction notice, that's not legal. I completely side with the aliens on this one. Man, aliens and humans even learn to understand each other. And well, it's kind of hard to tell like what degree the humans can understand the aliens. And I feel like the aliens can actually understand the humans a little bit more at some certain points in the movie. In the beginning of the movie, it's very much like that. Humans, terrible in this movie. They are fed up and upset with the aliens, and they're like, we want them gone. And they're like starting like wars against each other, fights in the street, and there's like there's a lot of criminal activity, but mostly humans trying to scam these aliens who don't know what cat food is. Okay, they're like, give me all your money, okay? This is your food now. They love cat food, and it's like, why? What's the appeal of cat food? I don't understand. There's this guy, works for the MNU. It took me a second. MNU. Government hires him. I like how they follow this guy evicting people, evicting aliens, and then I like how the perspective shifts onto what the aliens are doing, and they have their own language, and it's like, oh boy, these aliens got like feelings too. You know, I don't know what they were doing, what they were here for in the first place, but their engines haven't been able to start, and now we have a bunch of aliens, and now we have this alien dude. His name is Christopher. Yeah, he has a name. wow. It's like identity, you know? It's like these aliens have an identity. I'm not a big fan of humans abusing these aliens, okay? Not the biggest fan. They have this little syringe thing. Oh, it's filled with goo. Oh no, there's a guy coming. Oh no, the eviction guy's coming. Hey, you have to deal with him, friend. Okay, so the friend deals with the dudes, but the humans are like so mean and they're like, you're not allowed to be here. You're not even supposed to be here today. And then his friend gets killed. I was so devastated. I felt it. And so it's like, these humans are just like, just kind of mistreating these aliens, because I felt, my emotional journey throughout the movie was I felt on the human side for a second, by like how it was presented, and then when the aliens perspective came in, I was like, oh no, I'm a bad person. So we have caseworker boy, he had a cool name, but I gotta be honest, his name was really long and hard to remember. Sorry, but I'm gonna name him Caseworker Boy now. So this is Caseworker Boy. He's the main character. I only say caseworker because he looks like a caseworker, I gotta be honest. Even though he's doing evictions, he's evicting these aliens. Maybe he's Evictor. That's probably a more appropriate name, so Evictor. This guy, blonde man, Evictor. Just so you know I'm talking about. Victor touches this little cylinder and a bunch of black goo spills on his face. Oh, wow, cough, cough. But then something weird's happening, okay? His fingernails start to peel off. And I don't like seeing these fingernails peeling off, okay? I left a very visceral image in my mind that as I stare at you, I'm staring at the frames per second of his fingernails being ripped off. Him doing it himself, oh, they just came off really easily. It's like, is it painful? I know some part of the process of getting your fingernails off is, but now his arm is also messed up. And on top of that, he goes home with a messed up arm and he has a surprise party. And so he has to act normal. Oh yeah, just a little incident. It was just a little incident. And what he does, terrifying, okay? He's like, oh, I can't stand, but he like won't tell anyone or someone won't notice until he vomits on cake. And I don't like that. I understand it's to signify that this guy is sick and ill, he's transforming. It's a natural human body part. I'm just not a fan of that. But you know, I understand the artistic liberties needed to portray that on screen. But now, his arm is weird. His arm is an alien arm. Don't you hate when that happens? Wake up one day, oh wow, my hand, it's no longer a hand. Seems it's a very relatable experience. This Evictor guy is going through. I remember he's in the hospital. You got a bunch of humans being like, oh, science, we gotta study you. We gotta study you. You have the only arm that can use an alien weapon, but you're human, so you must be on our side, right? Hey, let me cut off your arm. Hey, why don't we just experiment on your arm? Hey, why don't we just like, look at your arm as you transform. Why don't we do that? Oh, how about we tape you to like a table? And then how about we have a bunch of drills and such? And terrifying. Man, this guy, I feel for him. And so when he has the opportunity to escape, he does. Goes to District 9, goes to this house he specifically went to with the little cylinder. He confiscated it. Wow, what a great employee. Kudos to you. Now, you actually do need that dude though. I like the little tension at the beginning. There's a lot of tension of like, yeah, you're trying to like force this out, but like now we have Evictor boy over here. He's like, hey, I'm not going to communicate at all. Hey, I needed to hey, there's helicopters outside. Okay, there's like some attempts to like communicate, but you know, his first thought wasn't, oh, I picked up your little cylinder boy and I got a little arm thing going on now. humans. I like how he didn't think of that to say. It just kind of immersed me into it because I was like, oh wow. The communication barrier, having to overcome that is pretty nice, but we have to have the Christopher as the alien boy. He's like the alien man because he has a son. I do not want to confuse Christopher for son. Christopher's son. All right, so we have Christopher. He's like, hey, I want to help you. There's a lot of distrust on both parties' side. They initially like don't want to work with each other, but because, you know, he confiscated the little vial thing that makes the ship go vroom. He's been collecting all this stuff so they can go vroom off of Earth. And what's interesting about this is you feel like humans would be so eager to help with this goal. Hey, there might be, they have a little cylinder thing. Oh, it's because humans don't want to listen to what the aliens say. And so they're just gonna go bra, 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 you know, stuff like that. I like it when we have showing a growth with the relationship between Christopher and Victor. Okay. And since there's a son aspect, he was initially like, him and like his other humans were initially disrespecting the sun's existence. The humans just want to kill prawns. There are people too. I know there's 1.8 million of them, but still there are people too. I don't know. I wouldn't be part of the people shooting them. That's not me. I don't know. I wouldn't have even signed up for the occupation, honestly. But so they have to go break into the lab, which luckily he still has credentials for. Great, very helpful. But you know, humans are always just like, oh, we should, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they're breaking in, blah, stupid prawn, blah, we gotta shoot, blah, stuff like that. They get the little cylinder thing. They go to, you know, activate the ship. Got some separation going on. That ain't good. There's a lot of fights between, hey, weren't you supposed to transform me back from this like arm creature thing? Like, you know, I got your little thing, right? He's like, yeah, it's gonna take like 3 years. It's gonna take 3 years. And it's like, oh boy. He has to be 3 years as a prawn? Oh, geez. What is that like? That's the natural tension, but you know, he's got a son. He goes into the lab, he's like, oh my goodness, they're mutilating people. Understandable response. But like, the only thing that breaks the prawn Christopher from like staring at this mutilated corpse of this prawn in front of him is like, hey, your son. And that's a great motivation. I gotta agree with that. I like that motivation a lot. You know, they escape, they go to the ship. The ship has trouble flying. Well, it starts to fly. Okay, it starts to fly. It gets shot down by humans. Well, if humans, in this case, didn't know that they're doing something to harm what's in their best interest, man. You got so many people complaining about these prawns. You just let them go, let them be. You see a flying spaceship from these guys emerge out of your little slums, okay? What do you think is gonna happen? But you know what? They do eventually get this ship going, and then all the prawns leave except for, I love the devastation of Victor has a whole family, has a fiance, they're gonna get married, he has a promotion, but now she's dumping them. No, just flat out dumped, man. There's like slander campaigns against him that he had sex with one of them, which is very slanderous. Wow, this movie hit a lot of emotional points for me, but how it ends is that they get to leave and we have Victor just here. He trusts Christopher to come back 3 years to transform him back into a human. This is a very good journey for me. Man, I felt heavily immersed in the story the entire time. I felt for all of the characters. I felt for Victor boy, I felt for Christopher and his friend that died. And then Victor boy loses everything. Man, that's seriously some strife that he went through. I really appreciate this character. I like it. This is great character development, man. And the setting was like great too because it felt like heavily realistic. It was found footage. I like the style in which it was filmed. It was like, oh, we got people, hey, don't film that, and you got people filming anyway. But I like it. Man, if I give this rating, I'd give it a solid like 9.9 for District 9. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You could also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed all the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie review, you do that in the comments below, or you can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASCpresents for $20 a month for one movie review for 1 month. $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials, posted there first. And if you like this helps support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you go to this link tree, it really helps the daily grind. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm titsmintsalad. I'll see you later, my salad croutons bacon bits. District 9 is so good. I got a 7.9. No, it's such a good movie. People don't understand.